Cheese.
Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about conversation versus confrontation and what's the difference and how they can have an effect that is disastrous because the two got mixed together like oil and water. They don't mix. So stay tuned. Please make sure you like, comment down below what advice you guys would like to see from me. Make sure you watch my Raise Your Standards video, which is going to pop up somewhere on the screen, and let's get into it. Oh, and make sure you subscribe. Right, let's go. Got my little black book here. This is my notebook that you guys are going to see quite a bit of because I don't want to like give you guys content that is just throw out and not like, you know, structured. So I want to give you guys very structured information that's not going to, you know, throw you off. So confrontation versus conversation. What's the difference? A conversation is when two people just like sit down and talk and it's chill and it's relaxed. Confrontation is when it's a negative. It's like basically the opposite of a conversation. A conversation helps to clarify and make just like flows. A confrontation, however, is very aggressive, very angry, very opinion based, and very like assumptive, very like it's full of assumptions basically. And this is one thing that I feel like can affect modern relationships of today. I've experienced it and I'm just like ugh. So let's talk about this in a very creative way, right? So I can have an argument. So I have one particular person who we can have an argument over text, right? We've had an argument over text because there's been a misinterpretation of what's being said, because in a text you can assume 10 million different things from what is being said. One word can be slightly off and it could mean in a completely innocent way, but how you perceive it and how you receive that information can affect the way you see the whole entire situation, which then creates confrontation. So something that could have easily been a conversation becomes confrontational due to assumption and perception, right? So let's talk about this. So for example, I have had a situationship basically, where we've had an argument over text, full-blown argument over text, but then when we see face to face, we spend about 2 minutes just clarifying what we're saying, what we meant, and then it's all good, right? That's just the one relationship. So I can't say it's about all the relationships I've had, but it's just that's one relationship where can like speak on this with. Now I've got another situationship where it's just being confrontation, one word, gaslighting, and it's just, yeah, it's just toxic energy. Now I feel like text is the devil. Text is the devil, because let me tell you why. I'm a very blunt texter. I don't know how to use emojis properly. I would rather send like a basic smiley face, sad face, that's it. I don't know what emoji to use. I could spend about 15 minutes trying to figure out all those 10 million emojis that are on that thing. I just don't get them, because emojis, I feel like, yeah, they create emotion, but I don't personally, I don't know how to use them. Now I'm a very blunt texter, right? I'm very blunt. I'm very like, yeah, sure, yeah, but I'm not blunt, you know what I mean? You see what I mean? So text does not reflect someone's emotion well. Text does not reflect how someone is feeling. It doesn't reflect what someone genuinely means. It's a mess. And this is why I say, if you feel like you've got a situation which is very like confrontational and you feel the text is very confrontational, I would suggest meeting face to face or talking on the phone, because text can be received according to someone's level of perception, if that makes sense. So how someone receives and perceives the information based on what they think you're feeling and meaning, it can just create a whole different scenario to what you actually intend to create. This is recording. Yeah, text is personally, I'm a texter. I hate texting, but I also hate phone calls. So if I've ever been in a situation where it's like, if this is the thing, is if your whole relationship is built just on texting, but then face to face, like, oh hey, how's it going? How you good? Yeah, like, and you guys are good, right? But on text, it just looks like, yeah, okay, hi, what do you want? You know what I mean? So, what's my advice? Thanks for asking. My advice in this situation would be, if you can, if the other person is receptive enough, unless they've been offended, is to meet up face to face. I think meeting up face to face can cut a whole marginal amount of stress and chaos. Like it'll just get rid of it. Like if you meet face to face with someone after you've had a very confrontational text message, you can clarify something so much easier. And if someone texts you something you don't understand, call them, be like, what did you mean by this? Because then in their voice you can hear a new tone. Tone tells a lot, right? So if you can't text, if you can't meet them, call them, be like, yo, what did you mean? Because it's like, sometimes I feel like a lot of people are too scared to reach out in case, you know, but sometimes it's better to reach out so that you don't get a misinterpretation of what someone means, basically. Now another thing is, that's nonchalant, yeah. And so another thing, my last point that I've got to say is pride. Pride is no one's best asset in any kind of way. Some people, like, let me just say it like this, right? When you've got a situationship and like pride can get in the way. So if you're texting and there's all these raw emotions, pride, ego, it literally, you guys could be like this to like this because of pride and ego. But I'll definitely talk about that in a whole different video, which is why I've cut that very short. But gaslighting is probably why people never go from a situationship into a relationship, because of gaslighting. Gaslighting is basically when you know someone will get triggered and you purposely play with their emotions in a sense to make them feel, I don't know, bad, upset, I don't know, just to like think it's banter, but you know they don't find it funny. So that's gaslighting. I feel like a lot of people like to trigger gaslighting. I don't know, I find it among girls more than boys. Like I've seen it among girls more than anything. I just don't understand. It's like you want the relationship to work, but you're trying to get them annoyed. That, in that sense, it's a bit like, why? You know, because I feel like if you want a relationship to work, you need to be respectful and understanding to what you know will upset them and what you know won't upset them. Not in the sense that you have to tread on eggshells. Like if you've got to tread on eggshells, that is not a good companion, that's not a good relationship to be in regardless. But if you're gaslighting someone, purposely triggering them, trying to get them annoyed, or trying to be like, oh, if I did this, how would you feel? Oh, if I was with so-and-so. And then it's like a thing of like, I don't know why girls do this. It's like, you know a guy likes you when you like them, but then it's like you post with their like friend or something because you want to make him jealous. And I'm kind of like, just tell him, stop fighting, stop arguing, just talk on the phone, talk face to face, because I just feel like gaslighting is emotionally manipulative, and a lot of people think it keeps the relationship strong, but gaslighting is actually something that kind of leads to the breakup, because you know it will trigger them. So try to be respectful, try to be understanding, and communicate, conversate, find out exactly, like, get to know them. Don't get to know them in the sense that everyone knows them. Get to know them in the sense that no one else knows them, because I feel like only then will you truly understand why they get annoyed by certain things, why they get upset by certain things. So go beyond what other people know, because it's like, if you stay at the same level as his friends, he will never take you to a level. So these are his friends. He will never take you to a level higher if you remain like this, if that makes sense. So guys are very close to their friends, right? So if you want him to, you know, be open to getting to know him. Make sure that you're someone he can feel comfortable to come to, because if you constantly gaslight, it's a thing of like, you know, boys are so easy. Like, boys just like, when they're done, they're done. So just make sure you don't gaslight, don't trigger, just like talk more. Can we just talk? Can we just talk? I don't know why I sing, but yeah. Anyway, that's me done. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and make sure you follow me on my social media. And yeah.